fun.
Healing the world with comedy.
Making a literal difference metaphorically.
Welcome to Left
I don't know the song, so I can't contribute. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. So,
But yes, welcome to Left Right Cab, a debate show. It's not really a debate show. We discuss politics, history, philosophy, pop culture, current events. Am I saying anything?
ghosts.
Ghosts, supernatural, religion. We eat cheese. I was going to say we eat wine and drink cheese. We eat cheese and drink wine. And
Talk about butt stuff
we
sometimes.
talk about butt stuff, and we take your questions live on air.
Yeah.
Indeed. So, with that in mind,
We are joined by our guest, Antonio, our now regular hidden fourth guest that's in many of our episodes.
Long time listener, first time caller.
And
I've been trying to get through a lot too.
the lovely Kelsey is in the audience as well
Hi,
tonight.
Kelsey.
Hi.
hello.
Can I get a hoya?
Hoya!
And so our last episode was our Halloween episode where we ranked the top Halloween candies and voted them down. And first, I honestly forgot what first was. Heath? Heath was first? Did Heath win?
I think so.
Heath is pretty
Because
good.
I'm like
I just
super
remember
pro
Heath. I remember
toffee.
Heath and Twix went deep. And
Yeah.
I think those were the fun. No, Reese's got knocked out by Twix. Because I remember that was one, and I was like, "Fuck, I like both of these a lot." I think I went Twix.
It's the verse.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can go back and check out that episode and see where we ranked everything.
We do that episode right here on this annotation that I'll put in probably maybe.
And then we also ranked our three elite wines. What are the actual some of the best ones we've ever reviewed? Just kind of a recap one.
Yeah, we had specifically 3 wines which were all above 9s by all 3 of us. And then there were a handful of 8s, and then overwhelmingly a lot of 7s and 6s and lesser
Middle of the road ones. Yeah.
So we also had several people in attendance with us and drank. Ultimately, tried figuring out who the 4th head was on Rushmore. Who was going to be Roosevelt? I think Roosevelt's on Rushmore. And with that, the Stag, which is a series regular as well, I guess, took the spot, knocking out Agitator Juggernaut and Bread and Butter. So there were a few other wines which did not make the cut, which were in the 8 stack. So maybe those will appear later on as well.
And maybe joining this elite is our wine tonight, which I have selected, which is called. Is it in the frame? Is
No.
Oh wait, it's delayed. It's delayed. Is it? Okay, there it is. I'll put it over.
I mean, I could just pull it to the actor
Come get that
camera.
cheese.
There we go.
Justin is the name of this wine. It's literally just called Justin, and it's from Paso Robles, which is my favorite region of all the wines we've tasted. I tend to vote highly on
It
Paso
is a
Robles.
good region. I've liked it too.
And
California cabs. I say it repeatedly. I'm not corrected about it frequently. So.
I want to say the bottle design is pretty good. I like the transparent labels. I like, as you've said,
yeah, all those
many
alcohols
times.
are solid.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Light. Haha, science.
But I do like that it does have a very solid description in the back.
I did not read the description.
Please read it.
It was
read
one that we haven't tried before,
Hmm.
and so I bought.
So great wine begins with the best soil and the best climate.
Facts.
Justin Vineyards is blessed with both. Rich in limestone, our soil combines with a unique microclimate to produce ripe, intensely flavored grapes. Then we employ artisanal techniques typically reserved for the most revered labels, such as hand harvesting, hand sorting, and small oak barrel aging. The result? Justin Cabernet Sauvignon, beautifully balanced with aromas of black fruit and spice. I will say the description is very short of the flavor.
True.
That's they
I
are doing a lot about the location.
A lot of hyping of the
location.
origin.
I
It's
internally
the
in my
origin
head,
story.
I just made this then be the arch enemy of Josh.
I was just saying shit.
So the funny thing though,
Like,
is that Josh was actually very highly reviewed by us.
So this is the.
I want to bring in the Josh Reserve, and then there's the Josh there's 3 levels of Josh.
Yeah, there's a bourbon barrel aged one.
And then there's the Reserve super high level one.
Yeah.
I want to bring in those in
Justin.
in next couple weeks.
Josh with an evil mustache,
Justin.
Austin.
So,
Well,
cheers.
through.
Sláinte.
Antonio, do you have your wine? You gotta try the wine and vote it that low. like we always
Try
do.
the wine.
Cheers.
Oh,
Let's see. Wow.
All you gotta do is push them, open it, and click it.
It's very berry
I'm-
and chocolatey. I'm
yeah,
not
I was
like
gonna
against
say-
it.
I was
but
gonna
it's-
say I
I
am
think
waiting
this is
for
maybe more of a terra wine than I thought it was.
I don't know.
No?
It has a lot of cinnamon flavor to it.
Yeah.
Very palatable, I think.
This is like a Christmas one.
It's I think it's a crowd pleaser, I think.
So
No one, if you smack your lips or the tongue and go, you don't. No one tastes cinnamon aftertaste.
no, I did get cinnamon, but I kind of attributed that to chocolate and berries kind of
Yeah.
blended together.
Berries and cream.
Indeed. The nose on it does seem like it's going to be a lot boozier, like a very dry.
The
kind of
flavor is
tangy
not
wine.
boozy. It's a little dry in the beginning, but then it gets more fruity at the end.
Yes, agreed. Dry and then in the fruit.
Yeah.
Thank you, my love.
I think it's fine. I don't hate it at all.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think I think it's a crowd pleaser. I think it's the kind of thing wine you bring that people who don't like wine necessarily will enjoy. I think it doesn't necessarily appeal to more deep palates, maybe.
I mean, there's a lot of flavor in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not,
Antonio's not in it.
Well, it's not a Shiraz, so
or Malbec or whatever.
it's not. It's
Pepper
not,
wine
it's
you
not
like.
very dry. It's not very peppery. It doesn't have
It's being
tobacco.
biased.
Yeah,
It's chocolate berry and the cinnamon flavor.
yeah.
Again,
Definitely
crowd
a lot of
pleasing.
chocolate in this, though.
Yeah, chocolate's a big one.
Yeah. Which I'm not a big fan of. Wine.
I'm not like. So
I don't hate
it's sweet.
It's-
I don't hate it. It actually reminds me quite a bit of the Stag.
It's among the better sweeter wines that we've had, I think, in my opinion. I would rate it kind of alongside the Stag. I would like to have them side by side again to see what. I would love to have like these side by sides happen at some point. You know, like the infinite, database of wines that we're going through. I think it's a little more shallow than a lot of the good wines we've picked, though.
It definitely kind of. It doesn't linger.
It does
and
not
to
linger.
kind of summarize the end of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, beautifully balanced black fruit and spice. So
The spice
Spice
is
is
the cinnamon-y
definitely-
thing we're
yeah,
talking about, like
yeah.
the chocolatiness too.
very much on point for it. Again, the label doesn't lie. It checks those boxes. Again, if I saw this on a table at like a dinner party, or if I don't know, parents or around the holidays, you see this around your Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Would you
Probably
buy
drink a lot of
would you,
it.
Would you buy this for a friend that didn't like wine?
No.
No.
What would you
My
buy?
answer would be no to that.
Hmm?
My answer would be no to that.
So that's how I think of it, though. I think of it as being very pleasant, but also not very important.
You give friends 3-finger jack.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it really depends on the price point too.
That's true.
And also like I just went to I bought a wine for tonight too because I thought maybe I was on wine. So like there were 7 wines on the rack. Of those 7 wines, well, Blackstone was on it. But if Blackstone wasn't on it, I would buy this wine. Like this is a fine wine. It's not
So
a great
now-
wine.
Antonio, what's your number on it? What's your
And Antonio's numbers don't go into the final ratings because it's
no,
ridiculous.
but we like to hear the crowd. Let's see.
It kind of grew into me a little bit. I probably give it like 4.
I mean, I'm sure you were thinking like a 2 or a 1.
Antonio 4 is a
actually-
10 or 6.
Is Kelsey not having a sip?
No,
Okay.
unless it tastes like that really delicious wine.
You might like this one.
You may like this.
Yeah.
I don't like wine.
It's,
No, but it kind of tastes like the other one.
it's a pleaser, is what I'm
Does it
saying.
taste like juice?
Juice.
Chocolatey berry, cinnamon juice.
Certainly, the
I
finish
don't
is
like
juicy.
chocolate. I like fruit. No, in my wines.
It says like you live off chocolate.
It definitely tastes fruity in the end for sure.
Yeah,
And what do I tell you? Don't mess with my chocolate.
it's true.
So what's your numbers, gentlemen, colleagues, friends?
Mine might be higher than you might expect.
I mean, mine, letting it mellow, letting it breathe for a little bit and still trying it, it hasn't impacted my vote. I am a very hard 6.
That's where I'm at. I was gonna maybe hedge to like 6.25 if I was feeling generous. I'm at a nice hard solid
Hard 6. It's not bad. Like, again,
This isn't the kind of wine I normally really like, but I think I'm giving it. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 at least. 6.5.
fair enough.
Does it compete in the upper echelons?
No.
But is it a buy again in the right price range if there's something better.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Like, it is a hard 6 for me now. I think I have a pretty decent price point in my head for what I think this is at.
Because labels tell a big story.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's a pretty simple label.
It's a
So
simple
the
label, but
usual-
how this label is put on here is less simple than some of the labels sometimes.
Exactly. So you can do a very minimalistic label on it and try to rely heavily on, like, yeah, we're not trying to draw your eye. We know our wine is good and it's priced appropriately. Like Oberon, for instance, Three Finger Jack. They're very, here's the label, here's maybe a little insignia, that's it.
Blackstone is as simple as you get. It's not even a good bottle.
No,
It's a green
it's
bottle.
a green one.
It's
Paul
a
Ranch
it's a
as
good
well.
fucking wine.
Very minimalist thing. You're not, if you're walking across a liquor store and you see, 60 different cabs, your eyes are glazing over those ones. This will probably catch your eye because you're like, that's a fucking clear bottle. And that's the thing to it.
I'm gonna give it a $13.99.
Well, I'm around a 14.
Want to take a stab at the price, my friend?
$12.99.
This is $24.99.
Oh my god.
See, I was afraid of that.
No.
So now
That's
I'm
a
six.
Again, maybe my position will change in a few minutes.
Twice the price of Three Finger Jack.
Not twice the price, but
Yeah,
it's
Three Finger Jack 16.
2/3
On
the
sale.
price.
I should have looked at the bottle a bit more.
Twice the price of Blackstone. That's ridiculous.
The Stag is 14. Whole Ranch, I think, was 12.
I bought Blackstone for $13.99. I saw it today
What's Three
for
Finger Jack
$14
again?
or $16.99. So the price has gone up.
Well, prices are going up
Three
in
Finger
every
Jack is
industry
$16.
across the
I do want to
country.
report that Blackstone is now several dollars more than it used to be. And I
Right.
think
This is
I
as
think no, hold on. I think
Clearly
it's purely
it's
because of this podcast.
we created this demand.
This is a bad for
I
Blackstone.
agree. But yeah, so our prices are based from 2020 to the current day of 2021, and prices of everything lately have been going up no matter what industry
So
you're
do
in.
we need to now
So,
start having like a
with the,
like an industry price point
Yeah,
to
to
adjust
adjust for
against?
inflation. And we compare, we set those wines to the gold standard,
This podcast is too
And-
long now.
and that's the gold standard wine. So we compare to that price. We need a stable currency we can back our wine
We
against.
still haven't had an anniversary podcast. We passed it a while ago.
Yeah, we've been over a year.
Yeah.
I'd like to think like kind of the Halloween ones, or maybe our.
Let's do
Even
one.
I know the Halloween. Oh, we had a couple.
Let's do a nice Christmas one. I think let's do like a nice holiday. Like celebrated that we've been fighting each other for a year. I think we'll do that. Do it then.
Bribing
So
each
yeah,
other with
honestly,
cheesy wine.
I would not buy this again because of the price point.
No, I changed everything I just said basically because of it. I mean, it's still a 6.5 for me, but like yeah.
This is with it, the way its taste is, I expect it to be a $12 to $13 wine,
It's-
as my
it's
friend.
gotta be-
I would even go so far to say if this was priced at like 18 or 17.99 for it, I'd be like, okay, a little expensive, but like I could see it.
Past the 20, you better.
And
be
Also, this is
acceptable.
2018, so this means it's aged for 3 years.
Not sometimes.
Okay.
the
It
one
means
I,
that it's bottled on that point, but
The
bottle aging doesn't really do much of anything.
Gotcha.
the bottle I brought was from 2017, so
I don't know, fancy.
Three Finger Jack's 2016. Like,
King.
Okay, so that's that. That's Justin. It's a 6. It's pretty much you.
yeah, you're not. It does pair very well with the Hunter cheese from Plymouth, in
I
Vermont.
wouldn't call it a weak 6. It's a 6. It's a 6.
It was a very
it's
hard
6
6.
plus. It's a 6 plus. You were like saying 6.25. I was saying 6.5. Like it's not like the weak. It's not like a 6. But
I
like,
say 6.5 because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
But no one said 5.75. You know, like
Yeah, this
Yeah.
this is Antonio.
Antonio's 4s are 7. So what's the highest rating you've given Antonio? I think it's a 6.
I give it an 8.
I think you did give an 8 actually.
I did. I don't remember
So
what
that's
it
a
was.
20. So
Yeah.
That's 20.
It was one that like I don't think we gave
Do
it.
you like Three Finger Jack?
I did like, yeah. That was great. Yeah.
And it got a 3.
3.5.
best one I ever had.
Yeah, no, it's up there for it. And this one I feel solid.
Will it be forgot to the annals of time?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Will be what?
Forgot to the annals of time, meaning just like you're gonna have other wines that taste like this but are better,
Right.
probably cheaper, but again, I'm not upset over drinking this. Drinking this has not made my day worse.
Right.
Which I guess is all that we really asked.
So with our topic tonight, which we put down as
has happened.
comedy,
It has indeed.
which happens to be comedy. Before we start, I think just for fun, name your top 3 comedians
Alive or
of all time. Your top 3. If you had to listen to stand up for, name your top 3.
We've talked about doing a Rushmore of this too on the podcast.
Yeah,
we still can.
We still can. Okay, I can lead off with mine.
yeah.
So give you time to think. Give you time to think.
I got 2.
Before we move forward, do we mean specifically stand up?
No, it could be movies. Like it could be just comedic acting.
Those are different.
For example, People Magazine's Sexiest Man of the Year, Mr. Paul Rudd,
what I'm saying
is
those
comedy. You know what I mean?
for
So it's
me,
like
those are different categories entirely, though. Honestly.
Yeah, comedic actors I think is a little different. Ones that predominantly
It's
do
a
like
different art
stand
form.
up, who then
So?
also do.
Yeah.
well, I know it's a different
Okay,
medium,
where do
but
you
like
put Bob? Provided
but
you
like
care,
Will Ferrell
Bob
is
Saget.
comedy. Huh?
Where would you put Bob Saget?
Stand up.
Stand up.
Not as an actor. He was on Full House for like 20 years.
But it wasn't very funny, isn't it? Exactly.
One shot.
That's the point, though.
Okay, so do you
He
want to
was
use
also the voice
at
in How I
the-
Met Your Mother.
at their
and
best.
Also was in that.
We can do both.
at their best, like what their highlight is?
Oh,
What,
he-
In my heart, we could just do both. We could do comedic actors.
okay, because now we have someone who crosses like Robin Williams.
Yeah. Certainly, he is
You know, it's like that's
He is certainly in contention
is he
to go to
disqualified?
both.
Yeah. like-
Yeah. For stand up,
So I'll just list my 3. I know my number 1 is Eddie Izzard.
that doesn't even compete for me.
Huh?
Doesn't even compete for me.
Eddie does.
He's
They're-
fine.
Dress to Kill.
they're-
Dress to Kill is probably my favorite stand-up special of all time. I really, really, really love Tom Segura. Like unhealthy obsession
I have come around to Tom
with
Segura.
his delivery, with his how he kind of views the situations in the world, and his timing. He kind of reminds me of our friend Zach Erickson. In terms of his his actually kind of look a little bit, but when he was heavier set.
I would say they're bigger and bearded.
They're
men.
bigger bearded men, but Zach's kind of
Balding.
his delivery, his deadpan sometimes is the same as Tom's, and that's why. And Zach always is cracking me up, so that's probably why I like Tom so much. He reminds me of Zach.
Yeah. So Tom Segura I kind of wrote off originally, and then weirdly
His
enough,
Netflix specials are great.
a comedian who I admit is very like kind of low bar bro humor, and I'm okay admitting that.
Brett Kreischer.
I fucking love Bert Kreischer. I'd also, for the other 2,
I
George-
think my third. But
George Carlin and probably John Mulaney.
John Mulaney makes the list. Not funny.
Kid Gorgeous is probably one of my favorite specials.
I mean, like,
Well, I like that you put a veteran and you put a new one. Kind of like me. I put Eddie Izzard. I put him in the veterans, and Tom Segura is new.
Specifically, there's a special that Bert Kreischer was doing called The Cabin. It would have like different comedians and different like
it was good.
famous people on it, and that actually got me to really give Tom Segura a chance. Segura also took a chainsaw to an ostrich,
That's right.
which was very, very.
I don't know who my
Very
next
graphic.
one would be.
It's hard to not talk about Chris Rock in this list. I feel like
Like Chris Rock to me, I just think of more as a comedic
No, then it's
actor.
Chappelle. Then it's Chappelle.
Chris
Chappelle's
Rock.
my top.
Chris
my
Rock.
third.
Chris Rock's.
There you
Well, there's also no Chappelle about Chris Rock too. I think.
Sorry.
Not in this current state.
However, my 4th honorable mention is Anthony Jeselnik. I'm a big fan of Anthony Jeselnik. But those are my 3: Chappelle, Eddie Izzard, Tom Segura. Those are my.
John Mulaney was a good pick. I'm a big fan in both realms of John Mulaney. And Nick Kroll also in that conversation too.
I don't know if these are your favorite. I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I'm thinking we're doing
not
greatest the whole
thinking
time.
Rushmores.
Yeah, right,
It's
right.
just like
Your favorite, Jay, yeah.
who sparks joy in your life from a comedian.
Dane Cook for sure.
What?
Honestly, Dane Cook sparks joy in my life knowing that he doesn't fucking work anymore.
Yeah, just kidding, obviously.
Really?
You're like, just kidding.
Yeah, every
No,
girl
no.
wanted to bang him, and then he got fat.
Well, he was in Waiting.
I like Waiting.
I do too. Waiting's
Wait, he's
great.
in Waiting.
Yep.
Yeah,
Brian Reynolds.
he's the cook.
He's the cook.
Oh, you're right. He is Waiting. He's the cook. Yeah.
He's the biggest piece. How fucking prescient of that child actor saying, "You are the biggest piece of shit in this entire restaurant," to Dane Cook, and he's like, "I
I
don't
don't
even
even
know
fucking
you."
know you.
He's like, "Doesn't matter. He's right."
The GOAT!
Mhm.
I mean, like I said, Chris Rock's a big one for me. I mean, Dave Chappelle also ranks for me too, despite whatever fucking bullshit he's gone through lately. Love your Bill Hicks. Mitch.
So Mitch Hedberg is the
Oh,
one
Mitch
that I was
Hedberg.
thinking.
Oh, he's an honorable mention. He's okay. I put him over Anthony Jeselnik. Yeah,
definitely.
Mitch Hedberg. Forgot about him.
Okay,
You know,
sorry,
here's
but
another thing. There's so many good people out there. Greg Giraldo, Patrice O'Neal.
I
These are-
actually don't give a shit about Greg Giraldo,
But
but
Patrice O'Neal,
is very
absolutely.
good.
Yeah.
No.
Um,
I kind of have a Brian Hussein thing. His delivery is like
now
Brian
Very
Posehn,
specific.
I'm
I have
kind
a
of like
question for
tired
you.
of for it.
I have a question for
But
you.
Stephen
Now this is
Fry,
actually
this is-
sure.
if you take Zach Galifianakis acting out of it, he's actually really funny.
So I have a question.
His stand-ups are really good.
We've named a lot. Now this is actually maybe going to get a little bit political. Now we named a lot of people. We didn't name any women. Why?
They're not funny.
And
So-
we're canceled. Left, right, cab.
I think
Um,
a lot of
No, but honestly, that's a real. That's a real
approaching
thing.
it. I think is from a stand-up position. There
Is it
are
like
more,
poker, where there's more male players than there are female players, and that's why they know more poker players?
Sure,
You know what I mean? Like,
certainly. there are funny women, obviously.
Sure. So
what's her name?
Fucking two.
Maria
Bamford.
Bamford is
I
very
am a
funny.
huge
I'm
fan
gonna
of
Tina Fey,
Amy
actually.
Wong.
Amy Wong is very
I-
funny.
Is it like Eliza Schlesinger?
Schlesinger.
Is
Yes.
that her name?
I do not like
her.
Amy Schumer.
No one does.
Actually, I don't mind
And-
Amy
What
Schumer.
about
And
Chase
I'm
Chelsea
sorry?
Handler?
Huh?
I also don't mind
I do like Chelsea
I
Handler.
do not like
I like
Chelsea
Chelsea
Handler.
Handler.
I've
I
never
do.
laughed
I
at
do.
any of her things.
I like her a lot more than Amy Schumer, I think.
Amy Schumer has made me laugh.
She
Here's-
has.
here's-
Trainwreck is a funny movie.
The actual best
I will
female
say
comedian out there right now is Nikki Glaser.
Michael Laser is
fucking
very
right.
funny.
love Nikki Glaser.
She's very funny.
And I know everyone seems to love her, and she's an icon, and I get it, but I don't find her funny. I do not find Sarah Silverman funny.
Sarah Silverman.
sorry,
I
don't.
can't agree.
I know you won't. No one ever does. I have the same opinion about. I think the Beatles are trash. Like I don't like the Beatles. I don't like Rolling Stones.
I don't
Like-
like the Beatles either.
Right? Like
Not funny.
Not funny. But I think they're overrated, and I think they're.
I can respect the
Oh.
impact.
No.
You want to know an actual like the underground like everyone tips their hat to in the comedic world to being one of the top? Dave Attell.
Yeah.
So
They get
Hold on.
Insomnia. was-
David Tell's great.
Right. Yes. No. I'm saying I'm agree. I'm saying that.
We have
That's what-
Pork Norm Macdonald.
Norm.
But
rest in
did you
peace.
stand up? Was
Norm?
he more?
Oh yeah, of
you
course.
did
He did.
Bill
Yeah.
Leslie?
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone who comes onto SNL at one point came
So we
from
gonna-
stand-up.
So what about like
Doug.
what about like the classic people like the Steve
What's his
Martins
last name?
or
Doug,
Andy Kaufman?
So Steve Martin, I
Stanhope,
don't
Doug
find
Stanhope,
funny,
Doug
and
Stanhope.
weirdly enough, who's the other?
Martin Short.
Martin Short. Thank
You
you.
guys know who Doug Stanhope is, right? Though
I don't.
he is the comedian essentially.
How do I not even know his name?
Doug Stanhope, that guy.
Oh,
I have no idea.
yeah, I
who this
recognize
is.
him. He plays in a lot of different little things.
He's in Louis at one point. He's really fucking funny.
Where was Louis C.K. in that?
Okay, of the four,
Funny.
Comedians.
Not funny.
Oh, the ones.
yeah,
that-
Kings of Comedy, the four Kings of Comedy, not the
Deal.
redneck ones,
D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, Bernie Mac.
and Steve Harvey. Who? How do you rank them?
Bernie Mac, number one.
Yeah. Steve Harvey doesn't even.
Steve Harvey, the bottom of that list.
Yeah, it
Steve-
Over
doesn't-
DL Hughley, I kind of like Steve over
I
DL
like DL more.
because
So I would probably go Bernie, Cedric, DL.
I think Bernie Cedric and not really care about
Steve
the rest,
Harvey was the
honestly.
host recently of the past 2 years of like the NFL
He's not
awards,
funny.
and the host, and he was
Nick Cannon's funnier.
ripping them apart. It was very funny.
Fucking
Nick Cannon
Shaq
is
is
funnier.
funnier.
Yeah, Shaq is funnier. Shaq's fucking hilarious.
Shaq
Actually,
is amazing. Where's
he's
Shaq?
a great. He's a great DJ too. Actually,
Yeah, DJ Diesel.
DJ Diesel.
How are we not saying Steve-O? Isn't he? He's a stand-up comic now.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I saw an interview with him that he did with Esquire.
I'm surprised you guys don't know who Doug Stanhope is. I mean, I remember like seeing him on like Comedy Central a lot.
But do you genuinely think
He's the kind of comedian people
I-
who are
I-
into comedy
I
love.
have an actual serious question to ponder, and I'm not saying women aren't funny, women can't be funny because there are many. But what I'm saying is, do you think, including one in our
There's
audience
more
right
of
now?
them than there are of us.
Agreed. But what I'm going to say is, do you believe that it might be the way men think or perceive the world or
I-
speak or deliver?
I'd say it's
Or
systematic to
do you think it's
the fact that we are
where men tend to have a little bit more extrovert
Oh, fucking
confidence?
Jenny Slate. Where the fuck is
More
she at?
extrovert confidence to stand up on stage
Honestly,
and actually have their voice
honestly.
heard, whereas women aren't as
Oh.
much. These are
or what about
gender personality traits that are locked in.
Yeah.
or what if
I-
it's
I-
like
I don't.
I'm not saying anything outlandish here. I'm just trying to say
So I'm gonna kind of come immediately on it and say I think that when it comes to rewarding or society rewarding individuals
Joan
for it,
Rivers?
typically
She could be. It's,
her face is funny.
she's dead.
That's fine. Her face hasn't changed in 60 years.
I do like Chelsea Peretti a lot too.
Oh my god, so true, so true.
I think I'm at Nikki Glazer as my top for female right now. Amy Wong's a second.
Chelsea Peretti competes for me.
But specifically with it, I think that
Kristen Wiig.
typically, if you want to look at most male comedians, most of them aren't attractive. They're all pretty fucking either like
Anthony
fat
Jeselnik,
balling. Majority speaking.
early Dane Cook.
Yeah, no one likes Dane
Joe
Cook
No
anymore.
one
Rogan.
likes Dane Cook.
Dane
Joe,
Cook-
Joe,
Joe
Joe
Rogan-
Rogan also isn't attractive.
And also not
Joe
really
Rogan
a comedian
is
anymore.
aesthetically an attractive man.
He's not a comedian anymore. He's a
He's a peddler of lies.
he's a snake oil salesman now.
But specifically, when it goes through
What?
it, there's a whole piece of very questionable pseudoscience, which I am going to cite as though it's fact.
Just like
That-
just like Joe Rogan would.
Crazy. You've done DMT. So that specifically, you see a lot more men entering into comedy because they weren't perceived as having a lot of value outside of it. That they became funny as a way to overcompensate for the fact that they weren't particularly good looking and they weren't particularly athletic.
And also, until relatively recently, there was not an audience for female comedians. Really, it was all like men talking to men, essentially. You know.
So I think that over time, because again, I have no idea for like British comedian, like comic circles or European ones or East Asia.
I mean,
Central
Ricky
Asia.
Gervais.
Ooh, Sean
Well,
Locke. Sean Locke
Ricky
died
Gervais is
recently.
famous here.
He's famous there too.
Yeah, whereas Graham Norton.
Graham Norton's great. Sean Locke. I don't know if he died recently, but yeah, he's
But
fantastic.
to go with it is that we reward people who pursue comedy because
Jimmy
they're
Carr.
actively working on finding something to draw attention to themselves. Because again, and I think I'm actually quoting a Janine Garofalo.
I like Janine Garofalo over Sarah Silverman.
So the same lane though. I see what you're trying to say.
Same lane.
Yeah.
But with it, that's kind of why I think you don't see too many prominent comedians for it. I don't think it has to do with that women aren't funny.
No, of course not. I think it just
But-
happens to do like
No. I'm
women-
not saying that is the case at all.
There wasn't really an audience for female comedy until like the past 15, 20 years. I feel like the Sarah Silverman show is like
outside of
still
outside of
before.
sitcoms because
Yeah.
you get like Married with Children.
okay, but they're always
Katie
secondary.
Segal.
though.
Yeah, like there's
Fucking Katie Segal.
yeah,
Segal.
Seagal. Yeah.
so.
But
But
again,
the thing is, like,
She is not. She's a supporting actress still in that. You know, like she's not the main focus
Fucking
of the
Leo.
show.
right. But what I'm saying is,
Roseanne's the first one you can really name that has like a female is the point. Ooh, caught it. Sort of.
kind of over Whoopi. Whoopi might be first.
When was Whoopi have a fucking show where she was the primary?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Are we just both staring at him right now?
Yeah. What was Whoopi the primary for a show? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's on right now. It's on currently.
What, The View?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about
Okay,
fucking.
that's the
I'm talking about
one you wanna talk about.
sitcoms. We're talking about sitcoms. Whoopi was a movie star which, for shows. Roseanne was
so-
the first show that was centered around a woman, like a sitcom. That's why like
More than
Roseanne.
no.
That's why
What's
it's
the
so
three
sad that-
old women?
First
Golden
off, Golden
Girls.
Girls.
Golden Girls. Thank you. I couldn't think of it.
That's
Fucking where's
different.
B. Arthur? on
Roseanne's
that
before
fucking
Golden
list?
Girls, I think.
No, number one female.
B.
fucking
Arthur.
B. Arthur.
No, I think Roseanne comes before Golden Girls actually.
I don't actually think so.
Golden Girls was an
Golden
old
Girls
show.
But still,
started in like the 80s.
But Roseanne was a prime
Syndicated.
time
It
prime
got
time
released.
sitcom. That I mean, that's why it's
Thank
really sad.
you for being
It's really sad that she's a Trump supporter.
It was huge. Why?
I thought the bitch was right.
Yeah.
I believe is what she said.
There you go. Thank you, computer, for listening to us.
Wow.
Roseanne Barr stand up. What's coming up?
You're right.
Thanks,
It is.
Metaverse.
Yeah. Ugh.
What do you?
this
Oh,
is
there's
the
a.
Google
What
the
is?
Google
What are your thoughts on that shit?
They're close though. Roseanne's 88, Golden Girls 85. Closer than you might think.
So actually, this is a pretty good list of sitcoms.
You can't see it. We apologize, but we're looking at a nice list here.
So it's looking at related to Roseanne and the Golden Girls year 2 prior search history
But
items.
Seinfeld.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is fucking hilarious.
Great,
Friends,
but
they're all-
Seinfeld would never have been on my list for men though. Jerry Seinfeld, he's overrated for me.
I
No, he-
weirdly love
He makes my
getting comedians in cars getting
Yeah,
coffee.
for the
Amazing.
other comedians.
just so you
Not, honestly,
I
his
put- I-
if
delivery
we're doing
interaction.
if this show
Well,
was a comedy Rushmore thing, he's in the contest. He's running.
But I would put Larry David over Jerry Seinfeld in my head though.
Hmm.
Yes.
I think we can all say that no one gives a shit about Cosmo Kramer.
Yeah, whatever his name is, Michael
Michael Richards.
Richards. Yes, good.
Mike Dick.
Well,
Cosby Show,
speaking of
Bill
Dick-
Cosby on it.
Speaking of dicks, Bill Cosby.
There's a lot of problems here.
Yeah, there's a lot of scandals as we
A
go.
lot of
through
problems on this list. Cheers. Can I say?
Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer is not on the list really, but he's funny.
Okay,
Ted
so-
Danson though,
Ted Danson.
this. But
and Rhea Perlman too.
we have other
Both.
stand-up. So we have for example, Jay Leno and Letterman,
Mm-hmm.
Craig Ferguson. You know, they do a lot of stand-up.
So that's why I brought up Graham Norton for like British comedians who have a much bigger following outside of the U.S.
For host, I'd have to go with nobody.
Seth Meyers.
Seth.
The what? I'm with you, Jake. Fuck
No.
that clown. He's
I
a
like Seth
nobody.
Meyers as a writer, but not as a
He's
fucking
a
comedian.
nobody.
He's a great writer. John Mulaney is so much funnier. There's no
The
Seth
fact
Meyers
that there's
John Mulaney.
the interviews of Seth Meyers and John Mulaney's just coked out of his mind.
It's so great.
I like the
He's
the
still
new
funny.
guy over Seth. The new late night host, Craig, not Craig Ferguson. God damn it.
And does carpool karaoke.
Yes, I like him over Seth
No,
Meyers.
you don't. That's the lie. What's his name? Why am I, the British dude? Why am I
Yeah.
blanking his name? James
James
Corden.
Corden.
James
I
Corden.
fucking hate James Corden.
I like James Corden. He's also in
I take Seth
he's
Meyers
also
over
in
James
Doctor
Corden.
Who episodes, and I like that.
I take Seth Meyers over James Corden.
No,
James Corden
same.
is the bottom of the barrel. The reason why James
What are you
Corden's show is
talking
good.
about?
Yeah, the one thing is
The reason why James Corden's great is because he's in Cats. First of all,
That was bad.
holding a cat buttholes.
Okay, so the actual top then, if we're doing this, that is top to me is Conan. Conan is
of the
So,
late nights, Conan.
Late Nights Conan.
the
Yeah.
elite,
Conan,
elite,
PP,
elite,
it's probably number one.
the silliest.
Over Letterman, even I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't
Um,
particularly find Letterman funny.
Colbert is in the top 4, maybe.
I like Colbert on Colbert Report more than I like him
Sure,
on
so do I.
Same.
So do I. So
Jimmy
do I.
Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
Is last for me.
Over
I don't-
Seth- wait,
I don't
over
mind
wait,
him.
no, over
He's
James
over,
Corden?
He's over Corden still, I think. I just don't.
You don't like him?
Nah. Nah.
Trying to think of- There's one carpool karaoke that I actually very much enjoyed, which was James Corden and the members of BTS, and
What is BTS?
largest K-pop band in the
This-
fucking like universe.
This is
I'm not plugged in, bro.
I do like James Corden for
Reggie
one
Watts.
reason.
Reggie Watts.
It's for Reggie Watts. That's why I like James Corden.
No.
He lucked out there. In the same way, why do the 2 worst ones have the best bands?
They're the Roots, right?
Yeah, because Jimmy Fallon has the Roots.
Yeah.
Reggie Watts is dope. Reggie Watts should be hosting the show, I think. Be lucky.
He's a fucking riot. So, but I don't know. Between, I guess, as it relates to the talk shows,
Jon Stewart's great.
So Jon Stewart, I didn't know where to put him on because I don't know how we actually classify.
We did a lot of
Daily Show.
stand up. No, he did a lot of stand up.
He did. He was, well, you ever see the early Daily Show? It was way more like
You ever
variety
go?
showy. And
It was a variety show, yeah.
And then I was like, wait a second, let's talk about real things.
Jon Stewart was in Big Daddy with Adam Sandler.
He was.
He
He was
was
also in. He was also in Death to Schmoochie.
Who?
He
Yeah,
also
that's
was in
the-
fucking Half Baked.
With he was that.
Oh, Jon Stewart. Yeah, he's his best
Have you
friend.
ever-
He's his best friend, right?
Have you
In
read
Big
Wine?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
he's
read
the one.
Wine on weed.
Yeah, in Big Daddy, he's actually the father of Julian.
Spoilers!
And Death.
The movie came out in like the 90s.
I haven't seen it yet, bro.
I forgot what he was in Death to Smoochie.
Probably
Have you,
himself.
have you seen Death to Smoochie?
Yes, a long time ago.
I remember.
Also Robin Williams. Okay, we may have said Robin Williams earlier, but Robin Williams is certainly...
He's on a Rushmore.
He's probably on the Rushmore for it.
Because he's in every... He competes in every realm, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he's a great stand-up. Certainly a great comedian. Also just a great actor in general. Like,
Could you put the same then for like Eddie Murphy?
I think his stand-up's not that good.
Raw is really
It's
good.
not that good.
Raw, back in when that came out,
I've
was,
watched it so
I think
recently. It's
as-
not that good.
Just because it doesn't age well doesn't mean that it wasn't impactful when it like.
We're not talking about impact. We're talking about good.
No, if we're talking on the Rushmore for it.
No Eddie Murphy. Sorry.
Hmm.
He did party all the time though.
My
girl likes to party all the time, party all the time, party all the
No.
time.
we can edit
Not
that
like
out,
Richard
right?
Pryor.
No, make it louder.
Pryor?
Well, the problem is when we're doing this Rushmore, I feel like it needs to be a top 10 because we're gonna just put Pryor, Carlin, Robin Williams, and then some fourth.
Bill
We'll
Hicks. Bill Hicks is like on every obvious Rushmore.
I don't think I'd put Bill.
I don't think I would.
You don't watch Bill Hicks then?
No, I
No.
watch his knockoff, Dennis Leary.
Exactly. Gross.
No,
You did say you would give your left testicle to have the Boston Red Sox win the World Series.
Mitch Hedberg though,
Well, fair
for
enough.
sure.
No.
yeah, but
Adam Sandler.
and I think it's gonna be
Adam
too
Sandler
hard.
actually does probably compete on this list if we're doing like
So-
variety, like all across the rounds.
Chris Rock does an interview again with
Chappelle. Those are the
Esquire,
four. That's the four.
and
Chappelle.
ultimately, no, I
Yes.
wouldn't put Chappelle on that.
Because every other comedic art in the art, every other comedian in the art says Chappelle is the GOAT. He is the Tom Brady of comedy, and whether what we say or not, the people in the industry
They also say
have
Doug
given
Stanhope.
him that
I don't even
title.
know who Doug Stanhope is. And Doug Stanhope is probably the most referenced comedian of comedy. You should really watch some Doug Stanhope.
Yeah, but no, that's just I think that's a objectively false statement.
You've never even seen his comedy. How
That's
can
the
you say
point
that?
because I watch
That's-
so
that-
much comedy,
what you're about
and
to
the
say-
fact that I not really acknowledge this guy is like, and that he went under my. I told you I recognize him. I told you, oh, I know who that is, but.
I actually just want to look up who. So
But like the
often
four,
obscene observations of the life in the style of Bill Hicks and Bill Burr. The fact that this
Bill
dude
Burr.
is being compared.
Really good.
He's before Bill Burr.
No, I like
No,
Bill
he's
Burr.
not.
Yes, he is.
Apparently, it is in the exact same sort of.
No, he's before Bill Burr. You should shut the fuck up. You don't know what
I'm-
you're talking about.
I literally just read the Wikipedia article.
Yeah, for
on
people who don't know anything more about comedy, obviously.
1990 was when he entered into the scene.
Bill Burr's better than this guy.
I actually don't
No.
find Bill Burr funny.
I like Bill
I
Burr.
do not agree with you at all.
I really like Bill Burr. He's also good in The Mandalorian.
Debatable.
You don't like him in Mandalorian?
I'm like kind of indifferent. So 90 versus 92, by the way.
Yeah,
Of Bill Burr being in 92. But
90 versus 92.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So like 2 years out on it, but around roughly the same time.
Doug Stanhope is a very big fan, a very common person that people
Lewis,
love.
fucking Lewis Black.
Lewis Black.
He's
Bo
the-
Burnham
Lenny
is
Bruce.
pretty genius. I'm surprised with you being all up on his
Oh,
specials.
No,
You would-
not Rushmore. I do love his new special a lot.
Yeah, I would probably say a similar position. I love Ricky Gervais. Wouldn't be on Rushmore.
Meanwhile,
I
we
love
said-
Bo Burnham. Wouldn't be on Rushmore.
Meanwhile, we said all these names, and meanwhile, like watching our podcast, Dimitri Barton is crying because we haven't mentioned.
Gross.
So weirdly enough, apparently
I
people.
like Dimitri Martin more than Bo Burnham.
Dimitri Martin
Whoa,
knows everything to Zach
that's-
Galifianakis. He stole Zach Galifianakis' like entire.
But
bit.
can we talk
Yeah.
about the controversial statement that was just said?
Boom.
Not that Kelsey likes Dimitri Martin over Bo Burnham.
Yes, that's controversial. It's discussion worthy. Who hurt you?
Clearly, Bo Burnham.
Who hurt you to make you think this
Not
way?
Dimitri Martin.
Well, no, I don't know. Like,
I like graph humor.
Graph.
But that whole bit is directly stolen from a Zach Galifianakis bit.
Art is stolen. It's all about delivery, man.
The Zach
actually
Galifianakis
brings
delivery is
another
stolen.
question.
Deep shit right there.
also brings another piece to it. You brought up that certain acts, I think specifically for Eddie Murphy, like didn't age well, wasn't that good. And my kind of immediate retort was, "Oh, at the time it was solid." Oh, he's on the Free State Project.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. His favorite
He has favorite
libertarianism.
libertarianism and once endorsed
Shit,
the
how
Free
don't
State
you know?
Project. What's wrong with you?
Wow.
I don't know.
But throughout it, delivery, I think, is kind of the piece for it. And earlier this
He's
week,
pro-choice, pro-drug, and wants to criticize the use of wild animals for entertainment purposes as well as the fair trade.
Who does?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Doug Stanhope, yeah, like it's
He's from Worcester.
I'm cool with all that.
I know.
man checks
I'll
out.
have to check them out. But
You should. You'll like him a lot. You come back to this podcast next week like, okay, never mind. Doug Stanhope's my favorite comedian.
no, the problem is like
Your whole impact argument is fucking. Who gives a
no,
shit?
it's not that. It's my argument is more that Chappelle it will beat him, and it.
I don't know.
I've never seen Doug Stanhope's stand up, so I have no idea. I also
I
am not.
am a fan of. I'm obviously a fan of Chappelle for sure, and you know, as
But
much,
there's just not too many comedians.
as much as I might be like not as into his most recent special, I think he has some of the most legendary specials of all time.
the most legendary, I would say, career and what he could do in terms of
I
walking away from.
I would put Chappelle on my top 10 for sure. Probably top 5. I just don't know where he actually ends up landing right now.
Yeah, like I can see that. The fact that he was
Like,
literally
I
at the
said-
peak of his fucking game and then was just like,
I said he was like
65 million? Now I'm out.
last time we had this conversation. I said he was my favorite, and I've reevaluated for some reason.
but so something that
The first
Kelsey
time
brought up and we brought
Kanye West was ever on television was on the Chappelle Show.
I know that.
really.
I'm
Yeah.
aware. He is a big part of Kanye's come up. Yeah.
I did not know that. I also don't care.
Where's Kanye? Where's Kanye rate on your comedians list?
Well, he's a clown, so
He's funny as fuck. He really is.
I mean, Poop De Scoop is up there.
That is for comedic purposes, though.
Oh yeah, I agree.
He's pretty funny.
yeah, he came out and said I could literally just say shit and make millions of dollars on
He
it,
did.
and then promptly did that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to go and bring back to this concept of comedy is very much driven by the delivery and the timing of it. I brought up in kind of the podcast chat that we have to throw ideas around, and like nowadays, I think we're far enough removed from certain tragedies that we can make jokes about them and kind of deal with the trauma and sort of like grief around it. And much to your point, Tanner, I do agree that I think all things should be able to be made fun of because sometimes that is the only way to process grief and like handling things for it. And I immediately thought of like Bill Maher in I think like 2002, 2003 nearly got like really canceled because he said that he didn't believe that the hijackers of 9/11 were cowards. They were the ones most confident in it because they followed through and did that. And it was in a stand-up bit.
That's an objectively fair assessment.
And through
It
it,
takes a lot of balls.
it takes a lot of balls to say that closely to fucking...
Oh no, I was gonna say it takes a lot of balls to hijack a plane and go through with it and, and realize I'm gonna die and be cool with it and be like, yeah, okay.
This is where we're going. This is the direction.
It takes
for
balls.
And
Crazy balls, but balls.
But Bill Maher went out and said, he's like, yeah, they weren't cowards. This act of suicide wasn't them taking the easy way out. It was in the service of a greater mission in their mind. And like he said it, I think in like 2002 or maybe 2004. It was as a result of, I think, George W. Bush calling all the hijackers like cowards on it. And then I was like, man, like that of course didn't land well then. I'm sure if anyone said that now, no one would bat an eye. I mean, you just were like, yeah, objectively this is right. And it's like, so...
Emotions are high though then.
Yeah,
right
do you
then,
think...
like,
so then it invites the question of, should that joke have been said then? Or, like, because we can say that, yeah, this is actively kind of funny for it. Or, you know, is a joke in bad taste solely...
So here's where the time for. I feel
Funny versus
if you're a doctor
bad taste.
and you're giving birth, you're helping a woman give birth, and the child dies during childbirth, you can't just immediately say, "Want to hear some dead baby jokes?" That's bad comedic timing. However,
that's not comedic timing though. You're misusing that term.
Yeah, bad timing would be like...
Timing is a delivery term, not a So timing is like literally
I
how
can
you
add this to
deliver
the
it.
other 9 in this trash can, or at least this will be the 1 in 10 trash cans.
Mhm.
Something to that
Sure.
effect would be like.
No, but literally timing is like how you deliver a joke.
But also, when a joke is
Bad
said,
form is saying it at the wrong time, I think, is what we're actually saying here.
I mean, it would be semantics to split it for, but we were talking about the bad, fine. Is it in bad taste
Mm-hmm.
to make 9/11 jokes on September 12th
No,
No.
of 2022?
no. Just
So not
just
even-
like when Anthony Jeselnik, the day the Boston Marathon happened, said, guys, there's some lines you just that aren't meant to be crossed.
Well, it's also like the way
That
I
was
think
on
about-
Twitter, and then also he had a show, and it got canceled because he had a segment called Shark Dance, and it was anytime during that day if someone died from a shark attack, and they like would put their photo up and then do like all dressed come out sharks and would dance, and the dead person's photo would be up on the screen, and
So
they would celebrate that a shark killed this person.
that invites.
And he got a lot of hate mail from this the whole country of Australia, where like you'd never come into this country.
Which makes sense because what is comedic about that? Like, what
the
about?
shock value.
Yeah, it's the shock.
Shark
The
party.
shark- the shark
Yeah, shark
party.
party. That's what it's called, shark party.
But like that's the thing is, it's the shock of saying it. That's like,
It's not funny in a vacuum. It's funny because
yeah, look at
Well,
making a
according to him,
joke
he says
about not
no.
crossing lines because the marathon canceled for it. Guess what? Someone crossed that line. But you can see that it's witty. There's something about it. But just being like, hey, this person died. This person died of cancer. Let's have a cancer party. Everyone
Well,
smoke
the
a
thing
cigarette.
is, the filter is, in my opinion, it's a weird litmus test. But does South Park make fun of it? It's a weird litmus test, but like they make their episodes by the week. So on that Friday when it comes out,
you're saying you don't think South Park has ever crossed the line ever.
no, I've watched every
Watch their
episode. No,
Not
one.
That is their goal.
they've
Kelsey-
shown
Kelsey's
Muhammad
right on that.
multiple times.
Yeah, and then they actually pulled the episode.
They didn't. Comedy Central pulled it. The overhead say
You can't
there's
do
some
this.
power they can't control. But they also said the N word a lot in that one episode. They also said before that episode in season 4 or 5 they said shit over and over again. They literally go,
Well, so the
Hey,
shit
we-
piece is actually more of a commentary of the fact that the FCC changed the ruling on it.
To
and
a
they're
very
like,
specific number of shits.
yes.
no. Well, they originally went to them and said, "Can we say shit?" And they go, "No." Well, can we? Well, this show said shit. And they're like, "Well, we're not saying shit." And they're like, "Can?" And they went to Comedy Central. Like, "Can we say shit like a couple times?" Like, "No." We're not. And he's like, "What if we say it like 300 times?" And they go, "Okay, that might be funny." And so then
So there is an
And that's why the
FCC
little
ruling
trackers
on
on
it.
it.
Yeah. But it's with regards to it, they were reclassifying what you can and can't say on the air as part of like the FCC. I think it's the FCC. They were like, yeah, you can say shit now. Previously, like you could say dick, but you can't say dickhead.
it's
You
so
can't say,
ridiculous.
like, combinations of things.
You listen. Okay.
But just stuff like that. Like I don't think you can say asshole, but you can say ass.
Yeah.
Just like the
Well,
actual
the thing is-
censored pieces for it, and the FCC does it because
Well,
you
everyone
can't-
just that's why everyone just moves to streaming platforms so they can just say whatever the hell they want when they want.
even those. I mean, Twitch banned Amaranth from
I mean, like
taking a
Netflix,
fucking
Hulu.
bath.
And it's like,
What? I mean, like Netflix, Hulu, their shows.
Radical
say
idea.
whatever they want.
Because censorship is kind of a topic that we discussed earlier. Cuties.
Oh yeah, we just talked about that
Yeah.
17 months ago.
And was it 17 months?
No,
I think it was like the first
It's
episode.
pretty early up though, yeah.
But does Cuties cross the line? The sexualization of children.
Do I think that Q's crosses the line? Here's my take on this. I personally,
Is it hot or is it cold?
it's a hot take.
Is
on
it
Q's.
yes or is it no?
All right.
I know you're
we're
out.
out.
Netflix is a private business and they can have on whatever they want, but I also don't have to partake in their services. Nor
That's true about everything ever.
Right. So yeah. So for me personally, it crosses the line for me
Is
in my moral litmus test.
Sure.
Yeah.
But-
Is it cancel culture for you to like go out and advocate for it though?
Because South Park also did the same thing with Welcome to Raisins.
Yeah, right. That was a good response.
But if
So,
you went out and
by the
advocated for
time-
people not to cancel for Netflix, are you now?
Yeah, but that's satire. That's highlighting.
I think Cuties. Some people would argue that Cuties
No.
has an element of that.
No,
No.
the director was very specific on the.
I watched it.
it
There
was
ain't no
supposed to-
satire in it.
But it's designed in the same way that shock humor is.
Provocative.
You are not supposed to come out of this feeling this was.
Yeah, yeah. It's not.
supposed
So
to.
satire is not the right word, but it is intentionally provocative. Like
What's,
it's like.
what's the phrase that I think it's art is supposed to
And
comfort the
I was
disturbed?
like, well, I
and-
came out of this feeling real good.
Well, it's like
probably.
the goal of art is to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable or something.
Right.
Like I think that's the quote.
It is.
Okay.
I feel like I said it on air.
I feel like Kelsey has told me it, and
I
like
think-
Antonio
I
said
feel
it.
like I said it on air, and then
No,
you
like-
rolled your eyes and went, ugh.
It's like it's,
Probably.
It's such a pretentious statement.
It is. That doesn't diminish the fact that there could be some truth to it.
Yes.
But like, so in those instances, like Cuties
Beauty
was
shouldn't be censored and Netflix shouldn't be canceled. I just am open about verbally saying I would pull my money from it. I would
do you have a sub right now?
Do I have a what?
Netflix sub now?
Do I? No, but Ashley does.
So you don't.
Well, I pull mine. That's what I'm saying. Like
also-
our house has an account because it's on our system, but my account has my.
But you have
They're
a
not
nice-
charging my credit card anymore.
But
But
you haven't lost
ultimately-
your access though.
yeah,
So,
the access hasn't changed. You
So
wouldn't pay
it's-
for a redundant service.
so it was what would you call that?
Socialism.
Symbolic cancellation. You know, that actually hasn't changed your access to the thing. So
Well, okay. If
No,
I,
but
if,
it-
no,
that-
if I gave up alcohol, you can still walk into a package store. Yeah, there's still access to the thing. I just choose not to purchase it.
No, but are you
never
And
do you
watch it?
watch stuff on Netflix?
Me, not no. I watch a lot more Hulu.
Have you watched stuff
No,
on
not
Netflix
even
in the past 12 months?
Well, the problem is I live in a house with a wife that when she's on the couch watching and I'm walking through, it's on the TV. It's there.
Have
Like
you
I can't.
sat intentionally to watch? Is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I have seen.
You consume Netflix content.
I understand that, but I'm not.
Yeah,
paying
new
for it.
Big Mouth came
No,
out.
well, Big Mouth. I've seen Big Mouth,
Hmm.
and I'm trying to think of anything else on Netflix I've seen. Oh, the Chappelle specials. I've
You
seen
cross
this
the
as well.
you cross the castle barrier.
Man, you're a scab.
It's
Scabs,
fine.
scabs.
I'll watch it for free, but I'm not going to pay for it.
It's not free. Someone's paying for it. You're married to her.
That's my complete argument
You're
for
paying
universal
for
health
it.
care. It's not free.
We're
Someone's paying
paying
for it.
Yeah, so you should be on board with it.
No.
Yeah, Netflix.
I acknowledge what I'm doing is morally wrong.
Using someone else's Netflix subscription is a slippery slope to socialism.
Yeah,
It's true.
there are 5 people in mine too.
It's your wife.
My wife.
You're not doing anything wrong.
That's socialism. Sharing with your wife is socialism.
Yeah, she got half my shit immediately.
You got
No
half the
prenup?
shit.
We want prenup. Yeah.
You got
Something
half
that
the
you need to
Netflix.
have.
Most prenups get
We
thrown
should
out.
leave
Court,
you
by the
last.
way.
You're gonna leave with half.
Yeah, prenups really don't protect you for much.
We didn't sign a prenup.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
She didn't leave
Yeah,
half.
you could have left with half.
I could live with half. Yeah.
I don't know.
The later
Jack-
glasses of this, I don't care. It has not swayed my opinion on it.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's
You're locked
It's
in at
wine.
6.
It's definitely wine. It's drinkable.
yeah.
Basically, what he's saying is, if he drinks more and gets buzzed and drunk, does it affect the flavor? And no, it doesn't.
It feels like actually kind of worse in a way. Like it's sweeter and less.
So I mean, that's the whole thing with like aeration on
It's
it.
sweeter.
More exposure,
It's sweeter, not.
new scents, new flavors could potentially arise, but it doesn't. If I will give one glowing review about it, this wine is consistent.
No, I think it lost some of its bite after aerating a little bit.
Mm.
Was that?
If you want to
that-
walk down memory lane, you can.
Yep.
This drink I have here is Helga's. There's a raspberry sour from Iceland that I have like 3 cans left of.
Well, thank you for bringing it in.
Oh,
and
fuck.
talking
And
about it.
it's a lot of our sours, at least for me, I get heartburn really bad. The
10
acid.
out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Put it up there,
It is
please.
the 3-finger jack
It is,
of,
yeah.
of sours.
And American sours tend at least give me that acidic burn if I drink too much. It's like I'm drinking Warheads. This, I don't know, it doesn't have that lingering, burning sour
It
flavor.
actually tastes like fruit is the other piece to it, and I wonder if Helga's were blueberries, like a blueberry sour
Mhm.
or a mango or whatever ridiculous sours that we make here in the States. If I would change my position on it, because the local brewery here has a Pinot Noir sour, which is
Oh yeah,
amazing.
it's really good. It's good.
But you would never see something like that in Iceland.
No.
Like you wouldn't see a like blackberry plum sour or like other things on it.
But what we did see was dead whale and horse on our plate.
We did.
We
And
ate
puffin.
and puffin, and we ate that shit.
And Atlantic char, which was like,
it's fucking salmon.
That's salmon.
but in any other plate, it'd be like, oh, that's nice and fancy.
Yeah, it's salmon.
Yeah.
It was like,
Fancy.
oh, what is this, fucking chicken? Like,
I mean, the puffin just tasted like duck.
it did, like, and kind of like
Chewy duck.
bad duck.
I wouldn't even say bad, but just like it was chewy. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It was, very, it definitely had a rubberness to
It's,
it.
it's
Horse
definitely
was good.
tough.
Horse would have been really good if it weren't next to whale.
Yeah.
Whale was a tough act to follow.
And I think that's kind of the case with a lot of dishes and stuff like that is how you consume something, the order that it's consumed. Much like our
Well, wasn't whale
comedy.
first in the line?
No, whale was last.
Was whale last?
Or at least I had it last.
What?
Was whale last in the line?
On the
Yeah.
plate? No,
Yeah.
horse was.
I thought so
I
too.
thought it was.
No, it went char, puffin.
Because we ate puffin first.
Char.
Yeah.
Puffin, char, whale,
Horse.
horse.
I feel like it should have been switched. I feel like horse should have led whale. Whale was clearly the best. There's no question.
Hmm.
Everyone rated it the same. Antonio, whale was the best, right?
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah. Best thing I've ever had in my life. Not even just like on that plate.
Whale.
I've never had anything like that before or since.
It's definitely on my Rushmore of foods.
Yeah, I'm a
Wow.
vegetarian.
I will generally say it is also very hard to find a bad version of those fucking bacon wrap dates.
You turned me onto that. We ordered that, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was a nice one.
I
We
fucking
ordered
order
an
it.
app. As an
Order
app.
it. Whenever I see it on a menu, I'm
We
ordering
ordered it as an app. I'd never had it before. And-
Was that the one app you got when you didn't get your dinner?
yeah.
No, we got the charcuterie board.
Yeah.
No, the bacon wrap. That's when they forgot our shit.
Yeah.
No, the bacon wrap dish
Antonio
was
and I
on the
were
final
getting-
dinner when we had horse.
Antonio and I were like,
Oh,
we're
that's
gonna
right.
get
Yeah,
tacos.
it was on.
And
No,
so-
it was the appetizer to the
Horse
horse.
Oh, okay.
and whale. But yeah, no, I never had bacon wrap dates, and you turned me onto that. 'Cause
Yeah.
that sweet and salty
Mm-hmm.
combination.
It's flawless.
Hey Antonio, remember when like you and I just went and got tacos? Oh, that was me and Jordan, not you. Never mind.
Yeah, I ate tacos.
You guys stayed.
Hey,
you guys-
remember when you
What?
weren't invited?
Yeah.
Separate
That's
from
how you
you.
and I got. That's how you and I went to that bar and like just got drinks together.
Got hammered?
Yeah, we did.
Antonio and I went to a bar and got drinks. I went to a little jazzy lounge.
You did.
That was
Bar.
Saturday. Oh.
I don't remember what day. I
I
can't.
don't know. That was the whole weekend felt like a day.
I mean, it didn't get dark, so
Did it?
We'll
So-
do a comedian Rushmore eventually down the road,
yeah.
and
But do I guess the real question of the podcast is: do we think there's a point in which comedy, when something cannot be funny enough to make up for its moral implication? And I think the answer is no. If it's funny enough, it's always valid.
I mean, from a personal position, like I still chuckle at dead baby jokes.
Sure, of course.
Uh-huh.
Those are like low hanging fruit at this point.
Yeah, but it goes back. Of course, they have to be low house, or the baby's gonna get them.
Right.
again.
But when it comes down to it, I think there's different points where, kind of like I keep circling back to the can someone make 9/11 jokes,
Yes.
and it's like yes, absolutely. And it more I don't want to say it's more palatable, but like it's more acceptable now because we have moved far enough away from a tragedy so that the initial sting isn't there.
It's history.
You could very
it
much
is
make-
history now.
Yeah. I mean, there are people fucking signing up in the army, well, you know, when we were
I
still
know.
there, who they weren't even alive.
It's
was
really
20 years
weird
ago.
to think about.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
9/11 can almost drink.
Yikes.
Really weird to think about.
But, like, with that, the content of the joke itself would still be funny. I mean, there was a Astro World Travis Scott kind of tragedy on it. And
I heard it was a die for.
I made that joke like immediately.
Damn.
Or that people were dying to go see him. But you had sent a meme of someone doing like effectively a parody of the Casper slide,
But it
which
was
is that like slide to the left, slide to the right.
Oh, that was the.
And it's
sent you
just
that.
yeah, and it's just him saying slide to the left, slide to the left, and then
Slide.
the crowd goes, "We'll crush, like we'll die, we'll just get crushed." He just responds with
slide to the left.
and like I chuckled immediately.
I imagine him saying it slower and more menacingly.
Slide
Slide
to
to the left.
But like with that in mind, it's like okay.
And we were also talking about like political shifts at the same time too, so it's kind of funny in two ways.
Mm.
I saw a thing online that was saying more people died at the Travis Scott concert than January 6th insurrection.
It's true.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, truth be told, I'm amazed that more people don't die at concerts and shit like that. Like, I'm amazed no one died at Firefest.
Because most people.
Well, we know.
Yeah, right.
Well, first of all, any mosh pit rule 1, you pick
Mosh
pick 'em up.
pit will run, yeah.
Pick 'em up.
But that's the thing, it's
The problem is-
not the same show.
Sometimes those get really unruly, and you know what happens in those shows? The fucking organizers stop them.
Yep.
That's the problem. Like there's a really good video of Linkin Park stopping the show when someone went down. No one stopped to pick them up. You know, like
They did. I think like Mike Shinoda like calls out and is like, pick them up now. Like,
no, it's
is it Chester?
It's Chester, yeah.
Oh.
But like it's like they both do.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
What's the?
So I don't know. I do think that there are certain points where something could be in bad form, but the joke itself would still be valid, right? Like the slide to the left joke right after the Travis Scott, tragedy.
The humor
Funny.
outweighs the bad form
To
in
us.
a way, yeah.
As we're wrapping up, who's your favorite comedian? Stand-up comedian.
Oh God. No, I don't listen to a lot of stand-up.
Fair.
I do like obviously like Bo Burnham lately.
All right, well,
She likes Jeff Foxworthy.
No.
Bill Engvall,
What's that guy?
Ron White, and
Actually, tell you what, of those
Jeff
four,
Dunham.
fucking Ron White
he's
is
the
actually
worst.
funny.
He's
He's
the actual
the
bottom
worst.
of the barrel.
Ron White is actually a good comedian.
He is funny. I'll go Ron White, then Billy
Billy
He's
Engvall,
the one that always
then
has
Jeff
the,
Foxworthy,
like
And
and
the
then
Cable.
Larry the Cable suck.
Ron White's the one that always has like a glass of like.
Yeah.
I like.
That's
Okay, what are your
amazing.
thoughts on like Ralphie May, Gabriel Iglesias,
Um,
Carlos Mencia?
Fluffy.
Definitely no Carlos Mysterio. Fluffy, probably the best of those three.
Yeah.
Over Ralphie May, I really like Ralphie May.
I don't think I've seen
I don't hate
enough of
Ralphie May.
no.
I think he leans into his like.
What about George Lopez?
No, he's an ass. Like,
Yeah,
he's
but
a
Carlos
racist ass.
Mencia.
If we forgot any comedians, leave it in the comments underneath this page when you click subscribe.
Yeah.
We never tell anyone to subscribe. I think it's the
Yeah.
first time in a
Actually,
year.
I actually got some people to subscribe
No, I mean
to it last
on
night.
air. Say
Oh,
click
yeah.
subscribe. Every video I watch, they always say click subscribe down
Like,
below. So
like,
you get
share,
notified
subscribe.
for new videos when we post.
Smash that like button.
And-
Fucking rape that subscribe button. Let's go.
Wow.
Hit it.
Wow, rape's not funny, bro.
Not unless you say it loud enough.
Unless you're the one doing it.
Oh lord.
Or the victim's a clown. See? I laughed at it.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 people approve of gang rape. I don't know if you knew that.
That was left, right,
That
cat.
was left right.
That's one of the darker jokes I know.
I mean, my favorite, one of the darkest and low-hanging fruit to me is what's worse than 10 dead babies in a trash can?
11.
In general.
1 dead baby in 10 trash cans. Or, alternatively, the live one trying to eat his way out.
Jesus Christ.
Now that was left, right, cap.
You know the dirty joke?
Horse rolling mud.
Of course I do. I just can't think of one right now.
No.
I'm pro death, so that's fine by me.
Do you have a bad joke?
No.
Dirty joke? You know a dirty joke that won't get us canceled?
No.
He's like, no, everything's all in cancel territory.
What's the best way to... I just keep going
I
to
got some
like
bad ones. I guess, but I don't know.
mutilate children jokes.
Well, there's that. There's a classic one of that. It was a pedophile young kid are walking through the woods at night, and the kid looks up and says, "Gee, Mister, these woods are really scary." And he goes, "I know. How do you think
Walk back.
I
Have to walk
feel? I
back.
gotta walk back out by myself."
Yeah. So, but that one I actually don't find as bad. Like,
It's thought provoking.
It's not provoking.
well, I mean, it begs the question of how far can you walk into a forest?
If you
Halfway.
Is this a fucking true? Is this a Robert Frost poem?
The
it
road
really
less traveled by pedophiles.
Miles to go before I sleep.
All right. Well, again,
enjoy our
We'll
dirty
be,
jokes. If you have other dirty jokes, please leave them in our comments and click subscribe.
yeah. Smash that subscribe button.
That subscribe button, like the pedophile smash kids.
Right.
Like the
Shove
drunk
that-
driver hits the child.
Shove that follow button right up your ass. Let's get
Like
on.
those concert goers got trampled on. Smash it.
Smash.
Trample that subscribe button.
Oh my God, it's getting dark.
Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe. I was really liking their wine and cheese reviews, but then they started saying really,
Asphyxiate that like button.
really dark things.
I will say though, how the fuck did a collection of like 14-year-olds get into a Travis Scott show?
Well,
Parents
apparently
don't
there's-
care.
Yeah, the parents have
Well,
to be
it's
there.
Texas, so
The
Parents have to be
the
there?
parents have
Yeah.
to be there. So
Poor
the par-
parents. Like, this is what my kids are listening to? Like,
And they died.
and they died. Even worse.
you know, a lot of
A
people hospitalized.
10-year-old was in the hospital.
No. I think the youngest fatality was 14.
Yeah.
So,
That was left right cab.
yeah.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to those families.
Yes.
Good vibes only.
I think the bottom line of tonight is that, pick them up.
Pick them up
Pick them up.
Yeah.
in an unmarked van.
If someone,
Maybe ice cream on the side.
If
Because
someone-
that lures them close. Oh, we still talking about
Joke,
pedophiles?
jokes aside,
That's
jokes
the best
aside.
way to get the attention of
If
children.
someone goes down in a mosh pit, pick them up.
Yes, but yes. Don't step on people.
And stop the fucking concert. Fuck, dude. Come on.
So the sad part about it is that there's footage of Travis Scott stopping the concert when an ambulance is driving
And then
through the
starting it
crowd
back
and
up.
then starting it back up.
I can't. I have really little.
He's got a job and a mission to do. I came here to perform for the people, and that's it.
I guess we should have talked about the Travis Scott thing.
Yeah, probably. But maybe next week more of the hospitalized children will die.
Jesus Christ. Left, right, cab. Are we actually going off now? Left, right, cab? We've
Probably.
said goodbye a few times now.
Yeah, it's
That
not long goodbye.
was the left right cab.
We'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah. Send us some cheese or something.
Yeah, actually, if you, in addition to dirty jokes and your comedian Rushmores,
Give us
do you have
some
any wine
cheese.
recommendations
Or
or
cheese,
cheese
too.
wines that you happen to like? Again, Plymouth from Vermont, real solid. I think I'm gonna go back to just like constantly bringing Chevs because like goat cheese is
We
where it's at.
haven't had a blue in a couple weeks.
I was telling Travis I forgot at home. I tried it. I got it for the wedding or a gift as a gift. I wasn't a fan of the flavor, but I think you guys would like it. It's a Gouda, but it's mixed with bourbon, and I'm just not a bourbon guy. So, but I tasted it and I was like, you'll like it. I was like, my guys will like it, but like I left it at home, so I will bring it back. I'll bring it down next week for you guys.
We love you. Be good to each other. Have a good night.
Or don't.